Hello students of the 9th grade, here we meet again. Today's topic is writing. We are going to learn how to write a letter to the editor. So, let's have a look at how the letters to the editor are written. What is their purpose? What is their construction? So, a letter to the editor usually expresses an opinion or makes suggestions to change a situation that is in the interest of the general public. Pra, ne shkruajmë a letter to the editor për të dhënë mendimin ton, për të sugjeruar dhe për të dhënë sugjerime bashkë me rezultatet për diçka që është në interes të publikut. But what is their construction? They have an introduction, the main body, and the conclusion. So, we start the letter with Dear Sir or Madam because we know that this is a formal letter, so we need to be very formal too. Then, we sign off with Yours faithfully and your full name. So, at the end of the letter, we write Yours faithfully and your full name. What do we write in the introduction? In the introduction, we state the problem and we state our opinion. In the main body, we present suggestions as well as their results in separated paragraphs. In the conclusion, we summarize what we have said using different words. And it is very important to use the appropriate linkers when writing a letter to the editor. Here we have some new vocabulary that will appear in a letter to the editor that we're going to read after this. Council, a group of people who are elected to make decisions about something. In Albanian it is këshill. Demolish, to destroy a building completely, pra të shkatarrojmë një ndërtesë plotësisht. Source of income, a way of earning money, pra burimi të ardhurave. Grounds, an area of land around a building, pra tokë që është përpara një ndërtese. Then we have swing, a seat supported by ropes or chains for children to move back or forth, pra lisharse. Then we have recreation, free time and leisure activities. We have be opposed to be against something, pra të kesh kundërshtim, të jesh në kundërshtim me diçka. Quality of life, how good your life is, pra cilësia e jetës. Then we have totally, which means completely. These words will appear in the letter of the editor that we are going to read now. So, as we can see, we are going to read first the introduction, and we are going to say why has the writer written the letter. Has she written in a formal or an informal style? Give reasons. Dear Sir or Madam, so we are just going to read the introduction. Dear Sir or Madam, I'm writing to express my disapproval of the Council's proposal to demolish the old train station. I believe that this would be a mistake that would destroy a potentially useful asset to our community. I have one or two suggestions for making the most of the old train station. This is the first paragraph and it is the introduction. So, why has the writer written the letter? As we could see from the introduction, the writer is writing the letter to express the disapproval, so he isn't agree with the Council's proposal to demolish, to destroy the old train station. And here he is saying that he is expressing his opinion by saying that this is a mistake because it is a potentially useful asset or value to our community. The other question here is, has she written in a formal or informal style? What do you think? Have a look how has the letter started. Dear Sir or Madam. What style is this? So it is formal, right? It is a formal style. Another reason is that there aren't used any contractions, pra nuk kemi forma të shkurtuara. As you can see, the verb to be here is written am and not writing. Now, let's go on reading the rest of the letter. Firstly, as the town badly needs a museum, I suggest that the old train station building should be used for this purpose. A new museum would attract more tourists and help local businesses and could also be used for school tours. consequently, the town would have a new attraction and a source of income. Secondly, the grounds around the building are ideal for a park. It wouldn't cost much to install swings and a slide for children to play on, as well as some picnic tables for families. A park would provide recreation and entertainment for local families and visitors. As a result, children would have a safe place to play instead of the streets, and people of all ages would have somewhere to go to relax. In conclusion, I'm totally opposed to the council's plans to demolish the old train station, as I believe it would waste the chance to improve our town. If we can create a museum and a park from the old train station instead, it will help improve the quality of life for all the members of our community. Yours faithfully, Emma Burke. So this is the letter to the editor that Emma has written. As you could see, she has written paragraph 2 and 3 to make her suggestions, providing examples as well. She has used the correct linkers by saying firstly, consequently, to express the result, secondly, and as a result here, and then to introduce the conclusion, we can use in conclusion. Now, read the letter, which paragraphs contains the writer's opinion. So as we read, we could see that paragraphs 1 and 4 contain the writer's opinion, and here they are. Here are paragraph 1 and 4, where, as we said at the beginning, we write our opinion in paragraph 1, and we rewrite it but using different words. Which paragraph contains suggestions and expected results, and they are paragraph 2 and 3. As we said, it is very important to write them in separate paragraphs, and we should always provide results for each suggestion. Pra si që tham, duhet I shkruajmë patjetër në paragrafe të ndara sugjerimet tona, duke I shoqëruar ato edhe me rezultatet e mundshme. Here are the suggestions and the expected results. They are underlined, as you can see. Exercise number 3 says read again and replace the phrases and linking words in bold with appropriate alternatives from the list. So we are going to read the phrases first. To add or to list points, we say what is more or to start with. Then to introduce results, we use as a result or this way. To conclude, we can use the phrase to sum up. As you can see in this letter, there are given some of the linkers we use, so we are going to find what other linking words can be used in their place. So firstly, what is another word or phrase here that can be used in this place? And it is to start with, which is used to list or to add ideas or points. Then we have consequently. In this case, we are presenting a result, and another way would be as a result. We have secondly, and we need or we want another phrase to add points, and it would be what is more. Another phrase which is synonym to the word as a result would be this way. The last one, we want a phrase here which can be used to start the conclusion, and it is to sum up. Here it is your turn. It is your turn to write a letter to the editor, but before going on with that, we are going to read the rubric. Which of the two introductions is the more appropriate? Explain the why. First of all, we are going to read the rubric. Your local newspaper has published an article about an old theater in the city center that the council plans to demolish to build a shopping mall. Write a letter to the editor expressing your disagreements and suggesting ways of using the building. Here we have got two parts, there are two introductions, and we're going to choose which introduction is the best one. I am writing in reply to the article about the old theater published in your newspaper. I strongly disagree with the plan to demolish it because the old theater is part of our cultural heritage. B. I want to say I disagree with the idea of demolishing the old theater because it is a precious building. We mustn't demolish it. So, according to your opinion, what do you think? Which is the best description and why? The best introduction and why? Of course, it is A, because it is used a more formal style, and when writing a letter to the editor, we need to use a formal style. As well as the linking words are the correct ones, so A is the most appropriate. Here it is exercise number 4, match suggestions to their possible results. Here we have got some suggestions, and on the other side we have got the results. We have got renovate it and use it as sports center, change it into community center, use it as a cinema, complex or a theater, and the results are people can do courses, people can exercise, people will be able to choose between variety of films or performances. So, for the first suggestion, renovate it and use it as a sports center. The result would be number 2, people can exercise in the sports center. Change it into a community center. So, think of a community center. Why do we use them? People can do courses there. And the last one, use it as cinema, complex or a theater, and people will be able to choose from a variety of films or plays to watch. Here it is your homework. You are going to use the introduction that we chose at the beginning, as well as the suggestions and the results that were given in the some previous seconds, to make your own letter to the editor. So, use some of the ideas below and your own ideas to write the 2 main body paragraphs to the letter. Use the letter as a model. Thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this hour.